Welcome to the MC Report, episode number 13. It's lucky number 13. And lucky me has a 2-game lead because Aaden can't predict right. College Football Observer, so that's no longer on the slides. But besides that, not much to report. It was kind of a slow week. It's going to be another slow week because there's nothing going on this week. It is February. But there is one event that actually happens in February that matters. Basically, the Super Bowl, because we're just going to jump straight into it because that's why half of you are here. I'm just going to be cutthroat. Seattle by 45. This is not going to be close. New England sucks. That's about it. I think that a lot of other teams in the AFC, I think, actually, I wouldn't say that. I was going to say Denver has a better chance. No, they don't. Not without. Yeah, not with Jared Stidham. But I think there was a lot of other AFC teams that would have a higher chance of beating Seattle than New England. I kind of like it because then Seattle gets the revenge. But besides that, this is going to be a blowout. This is the Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl all over again. A team is getting revenge. Why does this sound so familiar? And Stephen A. Smith, actually with a good take. He questions the Patriots' offense ahead of Super Bowl 60. Completely fair. I think this offense is incredibly bad. Actually, not bad. I wouldn't say bad. But they're incredibly mediocre at times, and sometimes they're just bad. So, yeah, I think inconsistent, as Aaden said, the best way to describe them. But, yeah, I'm taking Seattle by 45. If you ever wanted to put your house on a bet, 4.5 is an absolute joke. That is pitiful. That should be 14.5, and that still would not be, fair. So, yeah, Seattle by 40. We're going to hand it over to Aaden, the biggest game in American sports, because if I say sports, you'd be like, oh, World Cup, Puppy Bowl. So, Seattle and New England, who you got?
I'm going to start off by saying something that Kolstin did not mention. I know we talked about it a little last week. My boy, Shedeur Sanders, is in the Pro Bowl, as deserved to be. So who do I got in the biggest sporting event in the United States? Do I go with the MVP or the top 2 MVP candidate in Drake May? Do I go with a red-hot Seattle Seahawks team? Kolstin, what do I always like to live by in all of my sports? Defense wins championships. As much as I would love to see Drake May win a Super Bowl, to shut you up. As much as I would like that, this team's too good to bet against them heading into this game. Seattle is obviously coming off a NFC Championship win over the LA Rams. They're coming off a dominant win in the NFC Divisional round against the 49ers.
Which were injured, but still a great team.
Absolutely. They made the playoffs, Kolstin. That's a top 14 team in the league. NBC, February 8th. You're going to want to watch it. It's going to be closer. I think this spread is justifiable. I will think Seattle will have it by 7, maybe 8 points. I could see a 31-23, 31-25. Oh, my God. Kolstin, shut up. That is just an absolute terrible take from the kid. This guy sucks.
This is the Denver Bronco and Seattle Super Bowl.
All right, well, I'm hijacking the show to talk about the Sixers win, but I want to talk about. I'll shut the hell up until that comes up. Kolstin, talk about the Sixers.
So, obviously, the Sixers had 2 very easy games over the past, 2 games because they only had 2 this week. But the fact we survived against Sacramento is kind of bad. That's just not good. Also, we will talk about it in a couple slides. Paul George being suspended. Yep, so after these 2 games. But Paul George, before he got suspended, he's been playing better. Obviously, 15 points, 7 for 15 shooting. He's not even shooting 50%. But still, he's been getting better. He hasn't really rebounded as well as I thought he would, but at least he's not Kelly Oubre, who put up 4 points in 37 minutes. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. But Embiid and Maxey, both with almost 40 pieces, although they lived on the line, both with over 10 free throws. Yeah, we survived Sacramento, so that's not very good. The good news is that we did not need to survive the Pelicans. So I think the Kings have been getting better. They're still not a good team, but they have been getting better. The Pelicans are just bad. That's all you got. A win by 10, a game that we controlled the entire time. There's not really much to talk about. Embiid put up another 40-piece, so that's kind of cool. But Paul George, the breaking news about him being suspended, I think it's justified. I don't know. He's going to try and appeal it, which is understandable because, he was just taking medication. But you got to tell the NBA because then it looks bad. And I think it's completely justified what the NBA did. Do I think this is a substantial blow? Probably. But I don't think it's as big as a blow as people think. Because, yes, he was doing well. But he was averaging 16 a night. But he also would not get a rebound to save his life. And he was just assisting a lot. I think this is obviously a blow. But it's not like the Sixers go from just to a terrible team. That's just not what's going to happen. No, they definitely don't. I think they will lose. You'll see their schedule. I think they lose either way with Paul George or not this week. So he doesn't come back until 10 games left in the season for the Sixers. So Paul George, whoopity-doo. We should have never. Yeah, I'm guessing the appeal will get denied because why would they let him come back? They didn't tell him, but doesn't matter. He's 36. We never should have got him anyway. So whatever. This game technically did not happen yet, so we still have to pick it, but I'm going to stick with my pick in the LA Clippers without Paul George, who's going to stop Kawhi, because Maxey isn't big enough. Embiid's the center, so he's not going to be able to keep up. Edgecombe is probably your best bet, but he's also a rookie against the veteran. I would take a veteran in this case. Also, the Clippers have been just looking a lot better recently, so we already talked about it, but I'm taking the Clippers. Do you want to come up here and change your pick or no? I forget who you picked, so Aaden's going to come up. I'm picking the Clippers. Simple as that.
The Sixers start a very tough road stretch that you guys will see. Kolstin, I think this is going to be a start of a slight slide for the exact reason you said. Who's going to stop Kawhi? Who's going to stop Harden? Embiid. You better get 25 points tonight. For no particular reason. Because I just really like him, and I want him to get over 25. And I hope this game's a high-scoring game. But, I'm picking LA, but I would really like to see Philadelphia with a win. But, we'll head to the next slide. And I'm actually going to give this one to Philly. I think Stephen Curry, questionable. I think Maxey's going to have a really good day. I think Edgecombe's going to have I just think the Sixers are going to score against this struggling, injured, old Warriors team. The old Warriors team. Kolstin, who do you got in this coast-to-coast showdown?
Now, Golden State has not been the in the prime that it once was, obviously. But I'm gonna pick Philly as well. Copycat. Yeah, I guess I should change the color so you understand who I'm picking. I'm gonna pick Philly as well, just because of the fact Draymond leads the team in assists. Draymond leads the team in rebounds. That alone is a just red flag, bro. Because this guy's living off the bench and he's your top rebounder. This is not accurate anymore. But yeah, but I think if Curry does play, he will not be at 100% because he has, I think it's like a muscle cramp. But even last time, we did only win by 1, but that's with Jimmy Butler. They don't have him anymore. The only way I could see the Warriors even being like a play-in team, not even a play-in team. I think they would be a seeded team. The only way they're not a play-in team is if they make a big swing for like a Giannis, which has been rumored. But yeah, I just would not. As of right now, I can't take the Warriors over the Sixers. It just doesn't make sense. Oh boy.
Why are these games happening at 10 o'clock on these guys?
Because it's Golden State and they want to start at their 7 o'clock.
Well,
they get the home. Yeah.
I gotta. It's 3 straight games. I gotta go to bed at 1 in the morning.
But I'm gonna change the color here because if we beat the Lakers, that would be a shock. That would be an absolute flabbergast of a shock. This game, despite the score, the Lakers controlled the entire time, and they still only won by 4. Not sure what that says about the Lakers, but they are one. Yeah, Luka's over 30, dominating. Not actually, but he's been solid.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, that is his thing, but he's been okay. He's been better than this hunk of junk, and I don't even know. He's actually like completely useless. Anyway, but Luka also leading the team in assists. I think I love Maxey, but I think Luka is just a better version of Maxey. So I think there's some things Maxey does better than Luka, but I think Luka's the superior player. Yeah, so I'm taking the Lakers. I don't think that's crazy. I think they just have a star-studded cast over there because that's a destination. It's LA. So I have a feeling I know who you're gonna pick. I don't think I need to change the color, but who do you got in LA? Sixers, Lakers.
Kolstin said he didn't have to change the color. Well, unfortunately for him, he is wrong because I prefer the Lakers in purple over yellow. This team's really good. A fully healthy Lakers team, I think, could be in contention for the West. Maybe. I think they would match up well. I think Braun and Chet, that would be an interesting matchup. But it would probably be Aaden sometimes. And Luka and Shea, that would be they whenever those two are on the court, they always produce very well against each other. They bring each other up. That makes sense. And the Sixers slide is going to continue with a loss at Phoenix. This team lost in Philadelphia by 6 the first time out. Just about 3 weeks later, they play once again. This Suns team's good, but I don't think they're going to be in contention for the West, like with the Lakers, like with the Nuggets, like with the OKC, of course. Who's the other one? Timberwolves, like with the Timberwolves. Kolstin, who do you got? And another East-West showdown.
I think this is going to be much closer than the other two games. I think the Warriors are just a bit below the Sixers. I think the Lakers are much above the Sixers. The Suns won this game by 6 with the Sixers not having Embiid. With Embiid now. This may come as a bit of a shock. I think I'm going to take the Sixers. I think that the Suns are obviously not a bad team, but the Sixers have VJ, Maxey, Embiid. I mean, you could throw Kelly Oubre in there, but he's okay. Yeah, you're funny, Quentin Grimes. The Suns have Devin Booker and I guess Mark Williams. I mean, he's okay. He's not bad. But I think I'd rather have the tandem of the Sixers over the tandem of the Suns. The Suns, in my personal opinion, need to make a big swing. Not for, like, Giannis, but they need to get somebody. Because right now it's... Yeah. They need to get, like, somebody to help with Booker because right now he's on a one-man island over there, and they're still 30-20, which I think is very impressive. But I'm going to take the Sixers to take down the Suns at home, and then this is just because we're doing Mondays now because sometimes we're just not here on Mondays. I'm taking the Sixers over the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers are not a bad team. I could definitely see us losing this game, but also they're the Trailblazers. They are the definition of mediocre, so I don't think I really need to argue this one. I think that if the Trailblazers had Dame back, I think this would be a very, very competitive game. I think the Trailblazers... I have no clue when he's supposed to come back. He might not even be coming back. So, I think that, once again, 10 o'clock game, by the way. But
This is bullshit.
trying to get us demonetized, I see. But
9 viewers at home don't care about monetization.
but I think the Sixers, without Dame, I think if Dame is here, you could argue the Sixers lose this one. But I'm going to take the Sixers, especially against Portland. So who do you got? Even with us being away, they have us winning. Sixers, Trailblazers. I think we have our answer.
The Sixers, I feel like after losing their last couple, I think they're gonna be due for a win, in my personal opinion. But it's my opinion, and your opinion is respectable as well. If it's right. I'm feeling very nice today because I just know how nice of a game we have. We got some. We don't have a nice slate of sports. Well, this is not nice. Loser. Losers. Penguins run PA. Shut up.
So, as of this week, I'm gonna say right now, the Flyers stink. They're playing really bad. This game they got into their their grasp, tied it at 3, and then the Blue Jackets did the rest. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that last name, but Travis had a hat trick on 3 shots. By the way, he was 100% from the field. But yeah, besides him, I mean, this team did nothing, just like absolutely nothing. So, yeah, I don't think I can say the Blue Jackets are bad anymore. So that's kind of neat. Then they went and lost to the Bruins. If you're gonna lose to the Blue Jackets, you're not gonna beat the Bruins. That's basically all I have to say because the Bruins are just a better Blue Jackets. The Penguins are back. They're completely back. We're about to be on NHL break, and they're getting hot at just the right time. 4 goals in the second period. I mean, if they hadn't scored the rest of the game, they would have won. So, yeah, the Penguins just look good. They just look good right now. They're a very streaky team this year, but they're getting hot at the right time. Actually, you could say the wrong time because they're going to cool down because they're going on break. But still, I mean, winning 6-2, can't be mad about that. Once again, the Flyers just decide, let's send it to overtime and then do nothing in overtime. So they've done that a lot this year. I don't think the Kings are much better than the Flyers. I think this is like a 7-game series. It's whoever it is in 7. But yeah, I mean they're just not winning. Yeah, but they don't stink. They're both just like aggressively mediocre. So, but yeah, the Flyers just not winning right now. The Penguins should have had this game and gotten a lot more points than they did. But the thing is that the Penguins don't like to close out games. It was, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe it was 5-1 with 10 minutes left. And the Rangers were just out of gas. And for some reason, we were just like, you know what we could do right now? Let's lose some points. And we just decided to let them get back in the game by 2. And then we scored an empty net goal, and then we won. So, yeah, if we don't get that empty net goal, this game goes into OT, and I don't like our odds in OT. So, but yeah, this is not really a good game for the Penguins. It's just that we had so much of a lead that we won. So, yeah, we won. Yippee. This is the team that always gets me. I am 0 for 4 picking the Senators. I really hope I'm not 0 for 5 because I just. That's like a perfect circle if you really.
That is not.
Like a perfect circle if you really think about it. But on a real note, I think on a real note, even with Chris Letang out for like 4 weeks, they're just better than the Senators. On paper, they're just better than the Senators. Which means we're probably going to be wrong, but we're just better than the Senators. I don't understand. So I'm going to pick the Penguins. I mean, we lost 4-0 last time, but that was in December. We're in February now. We're in the worst month of sports, but we're in February now. We got the Super Bowl and that's it. So, we are not doing the Pro Bowl. But who do you got? We got Ottawa. Where even is that in Canada? Ottawa? I think it is. The Canadians come to PA.
The Senators.
The Canadians. Oh, I guess I can't say Canadians. I was saying it as the state, but also the Canadians exist. Okay, Senators, Penguins.
Give me the gosh diddly darn microphone.
You just pick your team, bro.
Pittsburgh. I'm gonna think with my heart and my wallet on this pick. Pittsburgh's gonna win this game. All right, let's go to the next game here. Washington and Philly. I just can't pick this Philadelphia team right now. Oh, you're lucky that we're on YouTube. Yeah, these two teams play 4 times. 2 months. I just can't pick this Flyers team. They've been so inconsistent. They've not won a game in our last 2 MC reports. So that means they're Dookie Booty. Kolstin, who do you got? The Capitals or the Dookie Booties?
That's their new name. Can I just get the mic, bro? I think it's completely valid that the Capitals. You pick the Capitals. I'm kind of just doing this so we don't pick the same teams every time. I'm gonna pick the Flyers. I think the Flyers at some point have to get hot. It may not be this game, but at some point. Yeah, at some point they have to win, right? I mean, the Penguins were on a losing streak, and then now they're on a winning streak. So if we go by that logic, they're going to win this game. All right, next. Yeah, okay, next slide. This is a good one. We got it on TNT tomorrow, 7th. Yeah, I'm not taking the Penguins. From what I saw last against the Rangers, and the Islanders are a much better team than the Rangers. Yeah, I don't like our odds. I think that this is a very physical team. The Penguins are a fast team. I would rather have physical than fast. I think their goalies, by the way, are like besides the Avalanche, the best in the entirety of the NHL. I blurred half of it. And Boston, yeah. But no. Tampa's a offensive team, but I think that the Islanders are just. I don't know. I just think they're better. That's all I really got. I just think they're better. Despite us winning the first time, it was also in early October. So this is going to be a good one on TNT. Get the children sitting down. Get the family around the TV. Who do you got? The New York Islanders or the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Well, Kolstin, we're going to be talking to our kids about how good this game was. We're going to sit down at Thanksgiving. Man, where were you on February 3rd, 2026 at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time? You better have been watching TNT when the Pittsburgh Penguins continue this hot streak. Ben Kindle, I was going to mention him. Ben Kindle, I think, is such a good young prospect. I'm so glad we got him. People were... No, we drafted him, and people called it a reach. We might have, God knows what. I think we might have traded for the pick that we picked him for. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, give me the Penguins win. Because I circled it. That means I get double points if they win.
No.
That's the rule. Ooh, get the wife and kids. Get the wife and kids. We got another thriller in Buffalo. Buffalo's very hot. But guess what? I'm not picking against Pittsburgh. This team has not lost in a month. That's not true. They've lost it's been like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks since they've lost, though. That is true. Can't bet against the streak. Kolstin. Buffalo. Or Pittsburgh.
Why does Pittsburgh get no energy? Why do they get no energy? I'm gonna slightly give away my pick here with the change of the color. I'm not a Flyers. I'm more of a Penguins fan than a Flyers fan. But I think the Sabres are gonna win this game based off the fact that Chris Letang is out. If Letang was in, I'd say we win this game. But I mean, this is once again another physical team against a fast team, and I more prefer maybe some defense, all that. But considering how we did it, I think Carlson's supposed to return after the break. It's like maybe this game, but yeah, I think that the Sabres right now are not hotter than the Penguins, but also I think they've been winning more dominantly than the Penguins, I think. I think that's fair to say because, I mean, they won 6-5 in a game they should have won 5-1. So, yeah, that's not how you want to play. But, yeah, I'm just gonna pick the Sabres. I think they're just a much hotter team.
Oh, my God.
It's the team. It's the team. I'm going to do it again. I just don't believe in these Senators. I don't see the hype. There's no hype, but I don't see it. Especially in Philly. I mean, I've been wrong the last 2 times, but I can't. A nickel is, what's the saying? A nickel is right. Like, a clock is, a rock and, yeah, except I've been wrong twice. So I got to be right the third time, right? Third time's a charm. That's what they say. Lucky number 13. So many threes. But, but yeah, I'm picking Philly. Who do you got? The Senate. Yeah, I'm not even going to do it. Senators, Flyers, Philly, and Ottawa. Didn't they already? No, they played the Penguins. Who do you got?
Boy, I'm telling you what. You better sit down at Thanksgiving and talk about this game. People talk about politics, what they're doing for their jobs. I'm talking about Ottawa at Philadelphia on February 5th. At 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus. The best station out there is what I would say if I'm a paid sponsor. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a paid sponsor, and I'm picking Philadelphia. To lose. To win. Give me the Flyers. To win. Maybe. Like you said, they got to win one eventually, and I think at home with a little break, I think they'll be able to get it done. Oh, I hate college basketball. Such a stupid sport.
I'm going to say it again. I've said it to Aaden already once. You could either pick an elite rebounding team, or you could pick a, pretty good, but not elite rebounding team. As Aaden throws something at me, I'm going to pick that up and just... All right. This game is a lot closer than the score represents. Michigan State was up 4 with, I think it was like 5 minutes left to go. They came back from down 18. And then they lost. So, I think the best thing to describe is that Michigan just had more in the tank in the end, despite Michigan State coming back. I really thought, because I was watching this game, Michigan State up by 4. I'm not going to hear it from Aaden because Michigan was up 18, and then Michigan won. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, Michigan, despite that Wisconsin loss, has looked practically the same. They have just looked dominant. So, especially against your rivals, a good win for Michigan, especially going into their rivals. I don't know what to think of Texas Tech. I actually don't. That's perfect. They are the most hit-or-miss team because this entire game, despite the score, they were just being outplayed. Both halves ended 44-40 in UCF's favor. I'd like to say 44 is more than 40. That's your math of the day. So, UCF, they are a very underrated team. They technically have a better record than Texas Tech, so that's neat. But yeah, this was a good game. It's just UCF, at the very least, just played better. So J.D. Toppin's pretty good. He had a double-double, but who cares about that? I don't know why we picked BYU. Kansas was just so much better in this game. It actually wasn't even funny. They were up 20 at halftime. That's just, yeah, that's interesting. It's not even that Darren Peterson. He played 20 minutes. And he put up 18, and he shot. Yeah, he played in the entirety of the first half. He didn't play a single minute in the second half. That's how confident Kansas was they would win this game. They really didn't. Yeah, I think Kansas is just Darren Peterson's much better than DeBonsta. As much as I love DeBonsta, Peterson is just he's more Peterson. It depends on the team, but I think Peterson is a much more sure, but I think Peterson's just a much better prospect. He's more well-rounded. DeBonsta is probably great on the glass, probably better on the glass, especially with his height, but Peterson just looks so much better. Kentucky is back. Kentucky started out terrible. I don't think Arkansas is like an elite team by any means, but going into Arkansas and winning in a game they really just dominated the entire way through. Like Arkansas, they would get close and then they pull away, and then they get close, and then they pull away. So a good win for Kentucky, and that's just not the last time you're going to see them as well. We're going to predict them. So I think they have a very good shot to have a chance at the SEC. Yeah, Bama's not a good team. They're just not. They're not. They are too reliant on the three, and they can't hit the three against good teams. They just can't. Every game that we've had them on here for like a ranked team against a ranked team, they've lost. They're 0-6, I believe, in those games, or 0-5, something like that. But Florida is so back. It's not even funny. This team. If they play like they did in this game, they could beat anyone. Literally anybody. Arizona. They could beat Arizona. Now, am I saying they're? Yeah, I think they definitely could. But I think if Florida plays just not even like subpar, if they play above average, they could beat anybody in the SEC. That's not a high task because all of them are like, they're above average. All of them are just like okay. They're kind of where Bama is, but yeah, Florida, a very good game at home. Yeah, I don't think Nebraska can beat a big team. I honestly, they lost to Michigan. They've lost to Illinois. They have Michigan State upcoming. I don't think they might not beat Michigan State. This game was very winnable for Nebraska. Up 7 at one point, up 6 at half, and then they just kind of, I don't want to say they blew it. It's just they got outplayed in the second half. It was once again just a test of stamina, it felt like, and Illinois just had more conditioning. Nebraska's not a bad team. I mean, you lost to number 9, now number 5, Illinois, and Michigan, who in my opinion is a top 2 team in the nation. Yeah, they're number 2. So, yeah, I mean, those are not bad. Those are quality losses, as we like to call it. But still, I mean, if you want to be that truly elite team, you have to win at least one of those, and they didn't. So, especially at home and up 6. Can't lose those types of games. Yeah, you might want to sell the team, guys. It's getting pretty bad. Now, we are going to talk about it. But, yeah, I mean, this is like the second worst team in the Big Ten. Penn State is the worst team. Let's get something straight. But this is probably, you could argue, the second worst team, besides maybe like Rutgers or Maryland. There's a couple teams that are down there with Penn State. Yeah, Minnesota, who we'll talk about. Nobody played good in this game. Not a single person. No, not even Josh Reed. D1 Josh Reed hater. But nobody played good in this game. We just sucked. That's really all. We'll talk about it in a second. I need to rant. We are a great first-half team. I would go to say we may be a great first-half team. We are terrible in the second half. We are absolutely atrocious. I've never seen a more worse second-half team since 28-3. This is pitiful. This is actually like, this made me, this is the first time in terms of Boise State basketball I had to physically turn off the game. Not even the Hawaii Pacific Sharks had to do that. We did lose to them. But this was just like pathetic. This was actually, we did not get a single, I looked it up. We got one offensive rebound in the second half. I could put that on my finger. That's pretty sad. I still think Grand Canyon is not a great team. They are not going to win the Mountain West by any stretch of the imagination. But neither are we, because we suck right now. It does get better considering our schedule, but not really. Yeah, I mean, I still think Penn State isn't good. We had a 10-point lead at halftime, and we won by 2 off a game winner. Yeah, we're just not a good team, like at all. We are 1-10 in conference play. We got our first conference win. Means nothing. I mean, I'll be honest, we got Michigan on the schedule. 200-2. Anyway, we move into the next week. This is easily the best game up until Saturday. So, yeah, you got to get the wife and kids out there. You know, Thanksgiving, they're going to be talking about this one for centuries. It's going to end like 82-74. But Kansas is above Texas Tech, completely warranted. Now, Darren Peterson has never played back-to-back games, and this is a back-to-back for him. He's slated to play. But J.D. Toppin, it's another big man taking on Darren Peterson. And I got to be honest. I think I have to take Texas Tech. As much as I don't want to bet against Darren Peterson, I think that Texas Tech needs a bounce back more so than Kansas. I mean, Kansas doesn't need a bounce back. They just beat BYU. But they need a bounce back after losing to UCF, and especially at home. They're not going to have the rowdy crowd that BYU did against Kansas. I think that Kansas is also a bit My words are coming out perfectly. They are, yeah, they're a much worse team away than they are at home. I think I have to go with Texas Tech on this one. I'm going against Kansas for a second time. Let's see if it bites me. But 9 o'clock, 3.5-point favorites. A good one in the Big 12 once again, which, in my opinion, you could argue most competitive conference. Not the best, but most competitive. The Jayhawks and Texas Tech. Who you got?
Give me the Red Raiders. I just get booed. All right. I was picking Texas Tech all the way. I picked them last week. You can go look at the report. This game was on the schedule.
Oh, I guess it was.
I know I'm right, Kolstin.
And then I picked Kansas last week, but I switched it.
So who's copying who?
Yeah.
Sit down, shut up, and let me talk. Boy, I don't.
Good one on FS1. A
Penn-
good one for Michigan, that is.
Penn State is 1-0 in games that I put U.S. currency against them.
Put U.S. currency against them.
Yeah, I'm going to need to take out the biggest loan of all time. It's red because it's going to be a killing on the basketball court.
202 at halftime.
And the Chrysler Center, you better call the crisis hotline after this game. Kolstin, I don't. Do you want to say anything about this game, or do you just want to sit there and? Oh boy, this will be good.
The last time Penn State played Michigan, we lost. Yeah, I'm taking Michigan. I don't even need to really explain it. It's the number 2 team in the nation against Penn State. This is the game. If Penn State wins, you can host. This is so you root for Penn State because last time you didn't. Yeah. So let's go Michigan. Woo, yeah. let's go Michigan. This usually would not be on here, but there's so little games this week. I added some extra ones. This is not a amazing game, but we're at Madison Square Garden, home of the Knicks, where UConn absolutely decimates St. John's. St. John's is not a bad team, but they're no UConn. UConn has the best conditioning, I think, in the entirety of college basketball. The only team that may exceed them is Michigan, because Michigan's conditioning is just like they could probably play for 3 hours and just be completely fine. So, I think St. John. I've said this with plenty of games. I've been right. I think St. John most definitely has a chance to beat UConn. I mean, they're favored on the matchup predictor for God knows the reasons, but yeah, give me UConn. I think even going into St. John's, it's not going to be in like an intense crowd like how a Michigan State or at some points when we're actually good at Penn State, but at some points when we're actually good, we were good a couple years ago. But I'm going to take UConn. They're number 3 in the nation for a reason. But in the top 22 matchup, because we're somehow in the top 22, on Fox, 8 p.m., primetime hoops. I believe this is a Friday. Who do you got? UConn, or St. John's?
Went the long way around the camera. You don't usually see me go around that way. Just try to drew like this. Yeah, I'm picking UConn. That's a pretty poopy circle.
UConn?
Just like how this is going to be a really, really, really poopy game. So, UConn by 50. UConn by 8. Let's get in the next game here. Oh, boy.
It's a classic rivalry.
This is the biggest rivalry in college basketball. People camp out here for weeks to just sit in attendance.
North Carolina.
I can't bet against Cam Boozer. I don't.
Wilson versus Cam Boozer.
These two take up 5 of the 6 big stat leaders for their team. Took none now. Well, Boozer, Wilson, it's what everybody's going to be talking about. Unshockingly, this game's kind of looks like a radio. Like a wah, 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 wah. 4 eyes. Yeah, give me Duke.
20 vision. Anyway, we're going to be cutting that out. Duke, North Carolina, as Aaden said, an argument to be made. The biggest game in the entirety of college football. And I'm not going to get to spoil my pick because I'm changing the color to blue.
Light blue or dark blue?
Can you even change it to dark blue? You can't even change it to dark blue. Can you change it to dark blue? Is that a thing? Oh, I guess you can't. I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy. Number 4 Duke and a way too highly ranked North Carolina team. I think North Carolina is, you could argue, the most overrated team in the entirety of college basketball. They survived Ohio State, which is not a bad team, but they're not an elite team by any stretch of the imagination. You can argue they're not even a good team. Duke has been blowing out opponents. You could argue they've played nobody, but they're also undefeated in ACC play. So that's pretty cool. They've only lost 1 game all year, a game I believe that went into overtime. This is just a much better team taking on a, not elite, but a good team. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if this is a blowout. I'm going to be honest. They may be only 10 rankings apart, but they're going to be more than 10 points apart. Let me tell you that. So give me Duke in the Dean E. Smith Center. What kind of name is that? This is easily, in my opinion, there's going to be some good ones after this. This is game of the week. On Fox, once again, the Big Ten has the best game. Illinois is coming off a statement win against Nebraska. Now they have to go into Michigan State, who wants a... I don't know. I was thinking that. I've thought that many times. I think Illinois just doesn't care about the publicity. Okay. But I'm going to somewhat spoil my pick here. I think Michigan State needs a big game. I think they cannot lose another big game like a Michigan or a Nebraska. I don't even know if they played Nebraska. Maybe they did. Yeah, they did lose Nebraska. I remember that. But they need a big win, and I think Illinois is on, I don't want to say too big of a high, but Michigan State is more hungry for a win, despite being number 10 in the nation. I think they need that statement win. You could argue this isn't a statement win because Illinois, you could argue they're way too high, considering the teams they played. My words are coming out perfectly, but I'm going to take Michigan State over Illinois. But in a top 10 matchup, do you have the Spartans at home or the Fighting Illini?
Get the wife, get the kids, sit down, and enjoy what might be the best basketball game of the week. And it's, that's really thin. Stupid. There we go. Nice and thick how we like it around here. Michigan State is going to win this game. Go green. You know, I always have a little place for Michigan State in my heart. Yes, ball. But yeah, no real reason other than the fact that it's not Illinois. So I just told it to erase. Just said, nah, I'm not going to erase. Oh.
This is where we dive into the unranked but good teams against a ranked team.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is Clemson all the way. What do you mean, they're not scoring a whole well, but they're second in the ACC behind Duke.
Which is the best team in the ACC by a mile.
Exactly. Cal, they're very good. Don't get it twisted, but they're 4-5 in conference play. Not good. Kolstin, what do you got in this good versus not good matchup?
Now, the last time Clemson lost a game, it was an ACC opponent who, on their record was pretty good, but slightly mediocre in conference play. They need a rebound, and no pun intended, they need a rebound. But I'm going to make this slightly, thicker here. I'm also going to take Clemson. I think that California love, ooh, Anyway, I think Clemson is an elite defensive team. I think despite, their record or their ranking, excuse me, they are just a great defensive team. Now their offense, I can't say the same, but I think their defense is what's going to win them this game. Any time they lose a game, it's because their offense is just sputtering, which is almost every game for Clemson. They are the cardiac tigers, but I think even in Cal, they should be able to close this one out. Their only loss to NC State in terms of conference play is 7-2. Now they're 7-2. They were 1-2 at the time, I believe. But Cal's 4-5, so you can't say the same for them. If I could hit the next slide, we've got, in my opinion, a sneaky game of the week. Florida is a great team, but this A&M team's been playing great. They are the most underrated team in the entirety of college basketball. I don't think that's a crazy take. They're 7-1 in conference play. They are right now the top teams in conference play this game. Now, I love me some A&M. This is probably my soft spot team in terms of the entirety of college basketball. But when I say Florida's got amends to pay, they've got amends to pay. A&M is going to be rocking. I think this game will be incredibly good. The fact that it's on the SEC network is kind of a joke, in my opinion. Yeah, I would definitely put this on ESPN. I think that A&M, even if they lose this game, could definitely win the SEC, despite, there's Vandy, there's Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, all those teams. But I think Florida right now is the best team in the SEC, and I don't think it's particularly close. So they started out slow, but they weren't playing SEC games, so now they're winning against the SEC, and I see them taking down the Aggies in Aggie Town. In the best game, I think, so far, the SEC play, who do you got? The Gators and the Aggies.
Boy, Kolstin, You think of 28-3, you think of the 2016 National Championship, you think of every Game 7 you ever know, and you think of Florida and Texas A&M. Just look at this game. This game in Reed Arena in College Station, Texas. This is going to be one to remember for the ages, folks. Absolutely, but I know it's. I don't want to copy Kolstin, but Florida was my pick. This team is so hot. They're the hottest team in the SEC. Kolstin, like you said, does have a soft spot for A&M. I did too. I thought heading into the college football playoffs that they would have a very realistic shot of surprising some people going very far. Mm-hmm. and then they put up 3 points.
I can put that on my finger.
You can put 3 points on your finger? You mean on your hand?
Sure. Same thing, for sure.
Kolstin, I'm not even going to argue with you about that. Oh, Kolstin.
This apparently is better than,
Yeah, this is a joke. But Kolstin, I'm going to see what you pick here. I'm going to change my coloring actually a little, because I'm going to go from a blue to a dark blue and pick the Kentucky Wildcats at home against a Tennessee team who has looked very shaky at times. I don't know how this team's ranked.
I think all the SEC teams look shaky.
The fact that this team is unranked and this team is a joke. It's a joke. It's the point of the joke. I spelt it wrong. Kolstin, what do you got in this joke of a ranking?
Of a ranking, you mean a matchup, but I am going to do something real quick. Well, that too, but I was going to change my color. This is the fact A&M is not on prime time just makes no sense to me, but Kentucky has been getting hotter, so I think they are going to take this one. I think Tennessee, Nate Amon is very good. I could very well see him going in the first round of the NBA draft, but he's been kind of falling off draft boards because of the fact there's so many teams that have been playing better, or players that have been playing better, like Wagner of Illinois. He's now at least a draft lottery pick. But Kentucky right now is also incredibly hot. Now, are they Florida hot? No, but they are definitely a hot team right now. I think they can take down Tennessee. DeBonsta needs a game. 10:30. I will not be watching this. I'll be in bed. But actually, it is a Saturday. You never know. Maybe I'll watch it. But this is, you could argue, the best defense in the entirety of college basketball, and I cannot bet against that. BYU's got offense. They have negative defense from what I saw in that Kansas game. Even at home, I think Houston can easily take down BYU. BYU's got a tough stretch. Obviously, they just played, Kansas, and I think Houston is a lot better than Kansas, as much as I don't like Houston. But I think they're going to take down BYU in convincing fashion. You don't need to stay up for this one on ESPN at 10:30. But Houston and BYU, multiply 8 by 2, it's number 16. Who you got?
That was corny for no reason. Kolstin, if you know who I pull for every season in college basketball, you already know my pick. It's the Cougars. I know we're really agreeing this week, which is rare. But this pick, you should have known I was picking Houston. Defense wins championships. Knowing my luck, probably. But I truly think Houston's defense, I think the offense is going to do just enough. This is going to be a great game, Colston. Well, and I'm not picking Penn State because this team stinks. There's no other reason. They're playing Michigan, for one. 2, they got to go back home and play USC, which is a good team, better than Penn State, better than everybody else. Just give me, yeah.
Boise State was within 3 against USC. I don't know if anybody remembers that because it was so early in the year. Penn State will not be within 3, at all. They may be within. They may be within 20. Especially at home, I think Penn State has the 33%. I think is justified. It's not going to happen, but it's justified. But USC is just a much better team on the board. All over the board. I think USC relies a little bit too much on just a few players, but they're just a better team. I think that's all I got to say. Sadly, I have to pick Boise State. This team has been really bad recently. I think Nevada right now is a pretty hot team. They're not elite or anything. They're not the best in Mountain West by any stretch of the imagination. But maybe this is just a biased pick. I'm going to pick Boise. I think we are way better at home than we are away. And we need a win. I feel like this logic I use a lot, but Boise needs a win. They are 5-6 in conference play. A lot of these games, we either went to overtime or sucked in the second half. If we suck in the second half, we're not winning this game. Shocker. But granted, unless we're up by 30 at halftime, which is what we did against San Jose State. But we just need a bounce-back game on the Mountain West Network. I will be watching this one with bated breath. So let's see. Does Boise State get back to 500 in Mountain West play? Which, by the way, Nevada 8-3 in Mountain West play. They've played this many teams, I believe, or maybe actually no, this many teams with above 500 records. So that includes us. We were one of those teams. Then we lost by 20. So Nevada and Boise. Who do you got?
Thank you, Colston. Who do I got in this Mountain West showdown? Well, I'm not going to give it away, but I will say I'm going to pick a blue team. Yeah, I just give me Nevada. Boise State has had some really good games. They've also had some really, really, really bad games. And for that reason,
Nevada one was one of them. We played terrible.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I think they have your number, and you need a bounce back one, but I just don't find you getting it. And with that loss, I think it's going to cause, when it rains, it pours, Kolstin. Give me the New Mexico Lobos. I mean, this team could honestly be ranked. They should be ranked. They coulda, shoulda, woulda been ranked.
Utah State and New Mexico probably both should be ranked, but they're not for some reason. Utah State was ranked at one point, and then they lost to BYU.
Yeah, I just can't pick Boise. I think you're going to have a similar pick here.
Now, I love Boise State. They're my team. But this is probably the best team in the entirety of the Mountain West. And also, I can't pick against the Pit. That's so cool. But, yeah, this is not going to be a fun one. I will not be tuning into this one. This one, I'm going to – no, not the CBS Sports Network. They can keep this one. But, yeah, this is kind of reminding me of the St. Mary game, in which case, if we win, that'd be pretty neat. That'd be pretty, that'd be A-okay. But if my predictions are right, we move to 6-7 in Mountain West play. I kind of hope we lose I'd rather win both, but I kind of hope if we don't win the first one, yeah, I don't really want that on the next edition. So, I believe that is the last college basketball game, which means we have to talk about
Everybody's favorite.
yeah, the absolute,
You guys actually
yeah, the best sport, darts. Here you go.
Yeah, so Luke Littler is officially one title away from winning every single thing in the sport that there is to win. And he's 19? Let that sink in.
He's 18.
I'm 17, Colstin. So 2 years older than me. This guy's winning a worldwide sport. He's winning. He's the best in the world at it. He's a 2-time reigning world champ. He's the World Masters champ. He's the Grand Prix champ. He's the Premier League champ.
He's done it all.
You know, I would like to point out 2 different things. One, MVG getting bounced in the first round, coming in as the number 4 seed, losing to a unranked seed. Damon Hedda is insane to me. MVG is fading very quickly. Let's hope heading into the Premier League, which starts this week. So, I'm going to give a little prediction of my own here. Obviously, Kolstin, he's checking. It's a free win for me. But and also Luke Humphreys hitting the first televised 9-darter of the season through 9 perfect darts. It was absolutely hype. You guys got to get in the darts in case you haven't. Kolstin's getting on his phone, but night 1 of the World Darts Championship will be getting underway. I believe it's the 5th. It might be the 9th. I don't know. But I think this man is going to win night 1. He's been on such a hot streak. It's hard to pick against the guy. Luke Littler wins night 1, and I believe Belfast, England. Not sure. Don't confirm me on that. He's going to have a tough draw heading into the match, but I think if he can just get past the first round, once he gets hot, he gets hot. That's going to do it for me. It's been fun having you guys here. If anybody's still watching, Kolstin, come on. We'll duet the ending. Well, Kolstin, after that short cut, it's over. It's just like that, week 13.
Week 13. This is not the NFL season, but lucky number 13. We got lucky number 13, episode 13, coming to an end. I'm going to go on this side so I don't know if they can see me over there. But that'll do it. Sam Howell episode is up next, episode 14. Tune in. You'll get to see the Super Bowl scores. That's kind of neat. But the rightful owner is on top. I got a single game this week. I could put that also on my finger. But that'll do it. Episode 13, lucky number 13. See you guys next time. See ya.